Hello everyone and welcome to another TPT Critique. So I did one of these at the beginning of this year and I planned to do a lot and I did not. And so then I finally did a second one last month and it went over so well that I am going to try to do one every month-ish. So I have it already on my plan for the next few months at least to have a TPT critique at the end of each month. And here is today's. So how I picked the person for today's TPT critique is I went to the last one. So I went to October's video and looked at all the comments and I picked someone completely at random and went with their store. I'm gonna do the same thing next month. So if you wanna be in the next one, then you can comment on this video because this will be the one that I check next month when it comes time to do my next TPT critique. So please leave your shop name, a link to your shop, and any vital information. So things like how long you've had your shop, what market you are serving, or just any little details that can help me know the best way that I can help you. Because a lot of times I'll look at shops and maybe something's not clear to me immediately. And then I learn more about the person. I'm like, oh, makes so much sense. So as many details as you want to leave me is great. If you did leave a comment on the last one, I didn't pick you, sorry, but you can leave it again at this one. I mean, you can just go copy and paste, I don't care. And I will pick someone from this video next time. Without further ado, let's hop right on.
All right, friends. So for today's TPT critique, I went on the last video and I picked a person at random. And I ended up deciding on Jamie G. Now, one thing I would like to tell you is it really helps if you put this link. This is not why I picked her. I was actually going to go with someone else, but I couldn't find their Teachers Pay Teachers store, like searching in the search. So if you put the link, you'll be more likely to actually get your store critiqued. So she said she's had her store for a few years and she's just renamed and branded it and it has never sold more than $25. She said she originally had 4 products and up to 13 now, and she's also a secondary teacher. Y'all, next time we're doing an if you were an elementary teacher, next time like put that in the thing, because I think I've only done secondary teachers so far, which is so funny. Okay, so here it is. It's Gigi's Classroom Horizons. I think the thumbnail is really cute. I like how you can easily see what it says, but it's also kind of fun. She does have 13 products, which is what she said in the comment, and 5-star rating with 8 votes, which is pretty good. She didn't say how long she's had her store other than it's been a few years, but yeah. So there's a lot of things that Jamie is doing right, which is really wanted to showcase today and part of the reason why I picked her. So the first thing is when you scroll down, you can see that they have very consistent thumbnails, and I love these. A couple of things that I love. First of all, they're consistent, so they all look the same. Secondly, you can read them pretty easily, especially that top part. The bottom part's a little bit harder to read, but it's still, I mean, fairly easy, and I think they show up in search. Let's check out. Let's see. Emoji synonyms vocab chart is what we're gonna type in here. Okay, is that bigger? No, it's the same size. Okay, so the bottom one's a little bit harder to read on this one in particular. So maybe see if you can get that bottom part a little bit bigger. But I love the black and white. It provides a really good contrast. And then that bright green really helps to catch your eye. And also having the actual picture of the product is super helpful. I would say I would love to see the product a little bit bigger so you can kind of see it a little better. I mean, I know this one's just writing, but even here, if it's just a little bit bigger, then you can see it better. And feel free to have like, part of the page. So if you make it bigger and then you can only see half of the page, it's not a big deal. It just kind of gives like the idea of it. But I love those thumbnails. There are 2, I think this one and then this one that don't have that. So I would give those the same thumbnails just so that they match. And it just is really aesthetically pleasing. So first off, love love the thumbnails. That's like always the first thing that I see when I pop in here. The second thing is these custom categories are super, super, super helpful. If you do not have custom categories, I would seriously recommend it because they make a big difference. And especially like when it is sale time, I like to show people like on Instagram, I'll show them my screen and show them like, hey, look, if you need anchor charts, you can click right here. And that's been really helpful. The other thing is that if you're like sending an email or writing a blog post, you can link like this page. So it's like, here are all of my, what did I click on? Anchor charts. So that's really fun. That's really good. So that's the first thing I would like to say. Love the thumbnails, love the custom categories. I would like to see this being a shop banner instead of just the words. It's not bad, but that's just a way that you could kind of improve a little bit. And especially if you made your shop banner look kind of like your covers, that would make a huge difference in just what it looks like and the aesthetic. So not a huge deal, but that would be something that could be improved and could be nice. I'm going to click on something. Okay. As I click, this is remote learning activity packet. Hopefully that did it pretty well for you. With this, I would include in the title what the subject is. So like you said, writing here, journaling and learning activities. So I would put somewhere in here like journaling or writing or something like that so that people know what it is immediately. I know that it might have like a lot of different things, but if you can just kind of pull out like the top one, that would be helpful. The second thing I'm going to say is that there are too many grade levels tagged. We hope that our 4th graders and our 12th graders are not on the same level. Now, again, this is a remote learning packet, and so those are just super wonky in general. But even so, I would stick with 3 grades at the most because there really shouldn't be a lot of things that are good for more than that unless it's something like a poster, in which case you would want to click not grade specific. The reason is because if people are searching, or even if they buy it and they're in 4th grade, but it's like way too high for their kids, or if they're in 12th grade and it's way too low for their kids, they're going to be really upset that they bought it because it said that that was a grade level that was included and it was not helpful. So I would pare down to the actual grade levels that it is. Tagging more does not actually help you in search or anything like that. Coming down to, and I do like that you can see these because this is a bigger, it says 21 pages. I would also love just, again, to take it up a notch, not anything bad, but just to take it up a notch. If you could do a PDF preview that you upload so that we could see some of it and maybe like the pages and just put like preview on top of it so that it's not all things that people can like print and take, but that would help just for people to see a little bit better exactly what is included. So not totally necessary, but something that could help a little bit. In the description, this is another reason I picked Gigi's Classroom. You did such a good job with this first paragraph. So I love how many keywords we have. We have activity packet. We have distance learning activities. We have quarantined, hybrid model, at-home resource. And then also it says all of the things that it includes, which is super, super helpful. So love, 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 love this. In your description, you always want to have those keywords at the top, which she does, because that's what TPT is going to pick up for search. And then I love that it's like, this is what it is. And then this is the best. It's like, this is exactly what is included. This is what I look for when I'm purchasing things. And if I cannot figure out what is included, I don't buy things. So I love that you have like really specific. There's teacher notes, there's packet with clip art, there's packet without clip art, and just how specific that is. Another thing down here, this is a really good idea. It says become a follower by clicking here. So what this is it's the follow link. I shall show you. So it's this. If you click here, it'll share your follow link. And then when people click on it, then it'll automatically take them to where they are following you. So that's really helpful because if someone's like reading and they're like, oh, this is cool, then they might click on that and follow. And it's just one way that you can try to encourage more people to follow you. I don't worry too much about followers. I know you probably just saw I'm finally over 1,000, which is really exciting, but that's not something I would focus on because it's not something you can control, and it also doesn't make that big of a difference. Honestly, I will say I did not notice any difference in like 5 followers to 50 followers to 500 followers. It was not until I got to like 1,000 that I started noticing an uptick in sales of like new products, and I think that would be the reason why. But yeah, so I just wouldn't worry about it, and they'll come. Also, specific. This is exactly what I would like to do. Super helpful. And then this is something else. A lot of people ask me how you can get more reviews on your products. Again, I'm like, you're just not going to get reviews on everything. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But if you do want to get reviews, this is one thing that you can do to help, is just to let people know that they can get TPT credit when they leave feedback on a product. So that's helpful because then they'll be a little more likely to come back and write a review. You can also put this in the actual product as well, like as one of your, you can do like terms of use and all your fonts and stuff, and then you can like put this in there, and that will like give people like an extra reason to come back and give you a review. So some really, really good things. This description is awesome. The only other thing I would add, and again, totally up to you, don't have to do it, this is just an extra thing, is that you could add links to your other products, and you also could add links if you have any social. So like if you have Instagram, if you have a website, I would put those in here, because someone might be like, oh, well, maybe I don't need this right this second, but I'll go follow someone on Instagram so that if I do need something in the future because it looks cool, then I know where to get it. So those are 2 things you can add, but overall description looks great. I would pare these down. Love the thumbnail and love these. You could even make your little owl a little bigger if you wanted to. You don't have to. You can always, y'all, I give you all the suggestions. You could completely ignore me if you're like, no, Becca, that's stupid. That's fine. All right. I'm looking to see. I'm going to download the free product, but I wanted to see. Okay. If you have a bundle, I would make one of these top 4 a bundle, because they're all like $3 or $4, 2, 3, 4. And so if you make one of them a bundle, then it just gives like an extra incentive to buy it, and it's just up at front. So I would replace one of these smaller ticket items with a bundle. I would not make them all bundles, for the record, but having a variety, maybe like 2 bundles and 2 just independent, cheaper activities would be a good idea. I'm like the worst coach. I'm like, you don't have to do this. Okay, so I'm going to download the Crucible. It has 94 downloads, which is really good. I like that it only has 3 levels on here. That's helpful. And I like that you have the standards on here. All right, let's see. You have the Crucible. And you have kind of like what they're doing. I would also include in here the grade levels and all of those things. Like, even though it's a free download, you still want to have it be found in search. So you can add in all those things from the other one where you had like the grade levels and you had this, that, and the other. The primary free download is always funny because it's like the first thing that you make. And so it's usually like one of the worst, which is kind of hilarious. But still. All right, let's see. Character traits. So we are putting the character in the section and providing evidence. All right. Well, this looks good. It is for older kids, so it's not like super duper cute, but I think that's fine because, again, it's for older kids. You still want to copyright it. So down at the bottom, you're going to want to put like in the footer or at the bottom your store name and the little copyright symbol so that people know that it's yours. And if, they print it off and they forget where it came from, they can figure that out. You also still want to have your terms of use for your free product because you still don't want people downloading it and then giving it to their teacher friends. You want their teacher friends to go to your store and download it. So do put your terms of use and your little copyright symbol, but the actual product looks really good. But I would fix the thumbnail so they match, and also fix this thumbnail so it matches, because if you look, like, it kind of stands out. So there's that. So that looks good. I would fix those two little things. And yeah, so that's pretty good. The only other thing I would say is double check. I'm not 100% sure because I haven't tried. Double check that emoji is not a trademarked word, because if it is, then you don't want to use that in your title because that will not do well. I don't know 100% like right off the bat because I don't know all of the things. So just a heads up, you might want to look into that. Other than that, this looks like a really good store. I would say the biggest thing, I know you said you don't make that many sales. The cold hard truth is, frankly, with 13 products, it's going to be really hard to make sales. You can make sales with 13 products, but you're going to have to drive a lot of traffic and do a lot of marketing. So the easiest thing to do would be to fill your store up with more products. Think of it this way. If you have 13 products, that is 13 chances to get found in search. So you can get found for remote learning packet or synonyms vocab chart or independent reading project, but you only have 13 different things that you can be found for, versus if you had, like 50, then you would have 50 things to get found for. So that's really one thing that I find on TPT that makes the biggest difference, is just how many products you have. Now, don't stress about it. There's not like you must have 50 products within like 2 weeks or anything like that. But just the sooner you get more products, the better your store is going to be, because you're just going to have so many more chances to get found. And then once people find you, they are more likely to buy other things because they might see other things in there. So that would be the biggest thing I would say out of absolutely everything that I have talked about today. A lot of them were like nitpicky little things, but that is a really, really big one that I would say, is just fill up that store so that you have more chances to be found, and it'll run itself a little bit better. Alternatively, you could do a lot of marketing and sell your 13 products, and that's fine if that's how you want to do it. But I think it's going to be easier if you fill it up with more products. So to recap, really love the thumbnails. I love the descriptions are really, really good. All right, so to recap, love the thumbnails, love the descriptions, love the custom categories. All of that's really great. Your freebie looks good. I would just add the watermark and the terms of use to it. Double check emoji because I'm not sure, and then make sure that you fill up your store with more products. If you want to kind of take it to the next level, I would, and these again are the little nitpicky things that you don't have to do. If you want to take it to the next level, then I would update your banner with more of like a graphic, something that looks similar to your thumbnails. I would go with that same black and white pattern in that green, the same font and everything, and then fix these two thumbnails and only tag 3 grades or less. And then if you want to, in your descriptions, you can link to other products, and you can also link to any like social that you have so that people are more likely to come and join you. So those are the things I would fix. Those are the things that are really awesome. Thank you, Gigi's Classroom Horizons, for being a little guinea pig for us. I really appreciate you volunteering your store because you have so many good things going on, and I love being able to show those really good things. So I will see you guys next time.
Alright guys, so I hope that was helpful. I really enjoy doing these because it's just so much fun to see what everybody's doing, especially because I teach elementary music, so most people are not in my niche. Thank you so much for watching. Leave your comments below and your TPT name below if you would like to be in the next video, and I will see you next time. Bye!